Hey there! Did you know that small businesses are extremely vulnerable to attack from cyber criminals right now? And that most don't survive for more than 6 months after a cyber incident? John Byrne here, entrepreneur, insurance professional, online educator and founder of Surviving Cyber. My goal is to help small business owners and managers like you get to grips with this complex subject of cyber risk. You may be struggling now to clearly see the big picture, but once you separate the myth from the truth, you can begin to significantly reduce your risk. Over the next 15 days through this video series, I'm going to walk you through 15 dangerous cybersecurity myths you probably believe. I'll explain the thinking behind each myth, why it's dangerous to believe it, and the truth you need to hear so that your small business can stay safe. Now, before we dive in, I want to give you access to my free Cyber Resilience Workshop. It's a 60-minute video workshop that will show you how to create your first survival plan for your small business in 30 days. It's full of practical tips that you can implement. If you don't already have access, use the link survivingcyber.com/workshop to register now. I'll also put that link in the video description below. Now, today, as we continue the video series, we're going to talk about myth number 11. The cloud provides 100% cybersecurity. I hope you're ready to dive in. I'm John Byrne, and this is 15 dangerous cybersecurity myths you probably believe. Welcome to myth number 11. The cloud provides 100% cybersecurity. Now, in this point, when I talk about the cloud, we should think both about the public cloud platforms provided by major companies, and also the fact that a large number of software as a service applications run in the cloud. So SaaS applications that small businesses use all the time, most of those run from the cloud as well. So let's get started with myth number 11. The first point, often heard, is our systems and data are in a cloud environment provided by one of the major public cloud providers. For example, Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. So we don't have to worry about cybersecurity. They take care of everything for us. This view is often heard even by relatively sophisticated companies, and particularly by the more modern digital companies that have built their systems in the cloud with one of these major providers. We'll explain why this view is a bit more nuanced than this. It is a mistake to assume that any third party will take care of your cybersecurity for you. And we'll get to that in the truth part of this myth. The second view you often hear expressed is, even if we had a cyber incident, we'd be back up and running in no time because our systems and data are backed up as a standard service from our cloud provider. And this is true that a lot of the cloud providers do provide backup services, and because of the infrastructure that we're talking about and the size of these companies, there tends to be a very professional service provided. So backup would tend to be provided and would tend to be part of the system, which certainly helps in the event of a cyber attack. But as I'll show in a little while, simply having backup is not the answer. It doesn't provide 100% cybersecurity. A third point I often hear is something along the lines of cloud platforms provide inbuilt security out of the box. So I'm getting cybersecurity built in when I use one of these major cloud platforms. And because they have strong cybersecurity focus, I don't need to worry about cybersecurity. So again, very commonly held view by companies who are using these platforms or similar platforms for their hosting. And there's an understanding why this would be a view, because It's true, there is inbuilt cybersecurity in cloud platforms. It's as a system, it's far better than having a server in your own office that you have to maintain yourselves, that is entirely your responsibility. There's far better security available through cloud platforms. However, like everything, it is not a 100% solution, and we'll get to that now. So why is this a dangerous myth if we've accepted that the cloud does provide good cybersecurity? It's a dangerous myth because it seeks to rely entirely on cloud platforms for cybersecurity. And the business really is ignoring the shared responsibility model, which all of these cloud providers use. And I'll explain what that shared responsibility model is as we get to the truth section of the myth. So here we are in truth number 11. Cloud platforms operate under a shared responsibility model. You share responsibility with the cloud provider. Let's explore this. So cloud platforms do provide inbuilt security, as we've said, out of the box. And it is because of the strong security focus of the companies. But no company is immune to cyber attack. No company is immune to IT downtime or problems. And most major cloud platforms have experienced some form of cybersecurity incident in their history. So nobody's immune to cyber problems, and a problem in the cloud platform could very easily become a problem for each user of the cloud platform. The second point is about the shared responsibility model. So this model is operated by all cloud service providers. And what it says is the cloud provider is responsible for the security of the cloud. So they are responsible for the infrastructure that they've created and making that infrastructure secure. That is their responsibility. But you, as the user company, are responsible for security in the cloud. Now, what this means is that you're responsible for any software that you deploy in the cloud. You're responsible for the data that you deploy and that you process, and for the activities of your employees as they use the cloud platform. So as they interact with the platform, their activities are your responsibility. And really, when you think about it, all of these risks exist in a non-cloud environment. So it's really no different. You need to have the same controls in place in your company for cloud systems as you do for non-cloud systems. For example, strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, backups, software updates and patching, encryption, and critically, employee training. Now, as I've said, some of these will be provided out of the box, but not all of them. So you do have responsibilities and you do have obligations to make sure that all of these are taken care of. And finally, the other problems that can arise from cloud platforms, and often the bigger problems, arise from poor configuration of the platform by the user. Now, this might not be obvious, but because of the complexity of these platforms, configuring the platform itself is a task that is complicated. And if it's done incorrectly and poor configuration is used by the user, then that can lead to serious cybersecurity problems for which the user will be responsible. So if you leave the door open, so to speak, for the cyber criminal to get into the cloud platform, that will be your problem and not the problem of the cloud provider. So while it's true to say that cloud platforms offer a lot to small companies and are generally a very good idea, they are not a 100% solution to cybersecurity. The same controls that apply in the off-cloud world need to be in place for the cloud world. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful in exploding this myth and revealing the truth. Don't forget to register for the video workshop using the link survivingcyber.com/workshop, or click on the link in the video description below. I hope to see you tomorrow as we dive deeper into 15 dangerous cybersecurity myths you probably believe, so we can uncover the truth of how to keep your small business safe.